Hello, my name is John Wilson, and I'm the reference librarian here at Georgia Southwestern State University. If you ever need assistance with research, please don't hesitate to contact me. My email address is john, Wilson, Wilson, @gsw.edu. I'm always pleased to help. In today's example, we will talk about how to find empirical research articles in Galileo's ProQuest databases. Alright, so let's get started. Please click on a web browser, and please notice that I'm using Google Chrome. Sometimes if you use a different web browser, you may not get the same search results. I always recommend Google Chrome as a search browser of choice. Alright, let's get started. So once you've opened a web page, you want to make sure to go to gsw.edu, which is the website of Georgia Southwestern State University. That's www.gsw.edu. Once you are on the home page, we will want to hover on the academics link right here, and underneath academic resources, click the library link. And once we're on the library page, what we want to do is scroll down and click on GoFind. GoFind has a dashboard within it which will connect you to all of the tools you'll need to perform your search results. That tool is located right here and is the ellipses icon. So click on those three dots. And of course the tools we will need for this demonstration is Galileo, the database collection, as well as interlibrary loan, a program that you can use to get articles that you cannot find in Galileo. Alright, let me exit real quick. The first thing we want to do is sign into our GoFind account. Use that GSW email address and password. Once you are signed in, you should see your name appear here. If your name does not appear, or you get an error message, please contact me at once at john.wilson, that's john.wilson, @gsw.edu. We will get you up and running as quickly as possible. Alright, so let's get started. Let's click on our dashboard. Let's go to Galileo. Now, normally you may do this search right here on the home page. This is the EBSCOhost databases search. We do not want to do this search right now. We want to look at something new. If you're interested in performing EBSCOhost databases searches, please see the library guide video on EBSCOhost databases searching. So we're going to focus today on a different database collection in Galileo called ProQuest. Let's click on it. As you can see, it looks quite a bit different than EBSCOhost, but it's very similar as well, and you'll see that very soon. Let's start by clicking Advanced Search. Now, if you've seen the video on the EBSCOhost databases search using Advanced Search, you'll notice that there's quite a bit of a difference here. For example, we can select our document types. This is very helpful in pinpointing empirical research articles before the actual search begins. That way we don't have to limit it later on, like we do in EBSCOhost. This is broken down a lot more than EBSCOhost as well, so it can really kind of refine what we're looking for. So let's look at this. When we think about an empirical research article, what do we think about? It's not an advertisement, it's not an annual report, it is an article. So let's check that box. It is a case study. Let's check that box. Okay, is it an interview? Well, it could be. There could be qualitative data, so it could be an interview. That's very possible. Or an interview could be a feature within that empirical research article. Okay, let's see. Report. It's definitely a report. Remember that our EBSCOhost database search That is the box that we do check. So report, for sure, check that. Now, we talked about qualitative data in the interview. Another form of data we may find is quantitative, which would be what statistics and data report. And these should be the boxes that you check. So let's quickly review the boxes that we check in order to perform this advanced search. Statistics, data report, report, interview, case study, and article. These are the keyword search terms that we will need to go with our keywords that are going to be in the search boxes. Okay. Now, for language, you can limit that as if you wish to do so. So for me, I can only read English, so I will only select English. However, if you can read Dutch or Danish or German or Spanish, by all means check those boxes. So let's get started. As in the previous video, we'll keep the same topic that I'm interested in pursuing research on, and that is math anxiety in elementary students. So what I want to use for my keywords are math, because that's the subject I'm interested in studying, and of course this is a Boolean operator. So it's a direction to the computer, which means that in addition to math, this next keyword must be within that search. And when I get my search results, those articles with both keywords will pull to the top of the pile. So we'll do math. I'm also interested in anxiety. And let me add a row real quick. I'm interested in elementary school. And make sure you spell that correctly. So these are Boolean operators, and, or not, and narrows down your search, so it's going to produce less articles, or is going to increase your search. And if I select or right here, that means I would get articles with the keyword math and with the keyword anxiety. Okay, so whether they're together or separate, I would get those articles, which would increase it. When I use and, math and anxiety must be within those articles in order for them to appear at the top of my search pile. If I were to use the the Boolean operator not, I would get all articles that had the keyword math, and if any of those math articles had the keyword anxiety, they would be excluded from the search. But I'm going to stick with and. So math and anxiety and elementary. We also want to make sure that our articles are peer-reviewed. Let's check that box. We also want to make sure we have a 10-year date range for this course. So publication date, if you'll toggle down, use specific date range. We're looking at the past 10 years, so 2012 to 2022. Let's review. Keywords, Boolean operators are and. Date range, check. Peer review, check. Our document types have been selected. Let's do search. Of course, we have 4,250 results. And if you look right here where it says scholarly journals, we have 4,250 results. So it's going to be the exact same, but I'll just click it anyway. All right. Of course, you can keep on narrowing it down, right? You can look at, for example, person. If you know any particular author or person of interest in the study. We can look at location, company, organization, subject, so students, learning, teaching, teachers. Of course, we can look at databases. So right here where it says education database, you can limit it to ProQuest education database. You can also look at research library right here. Let's go to more. And so you can really narrow it down if you wish to do so. Okay? And that will decrease the amount of hits you have. So I'm sure if you were to click on only education database right here, include, and then exclude these other databases, then you would only have 2,508 results instead of over 4,000. But let's keep this sample or example quick, as short as possible, this video, and let's look at what we do have. Okay, so this is the, let's see, exploring the nature of math anxiety in young children. That looks very interesting. Let's click on it. Let's make sure that it is a empirical research article. So let's look at some hints in the abstract. So we see longitudinal study. That's a very good indication that's empirical research, because in order for it to be an empirical research article, some form of experiment or study has to be performed, right? It's a primary source because it's new information. So we're looking at math anxiety of children. And so this looks very good. Now, if we did have the article, what I'd want to do this time is pull up the PDF, and I would want to make sure that it had the sections required of it, which includes, of course, the abstract, the introduction, the methods, the results, and the discussion. And if you go to the PDF on your library guide in the empirical research section, you'll be able to see a breakdown of an empirical article. And it's going to help you to determine if that is indeed an empirical research article. Okay? But in this case, we do not have the PDF. We only have the abstract. So what we want to do is order this article because it is something that is very interesting to me, and it warrants me looking at it further, looking at the PDF, reading that abstract, glancing over those methods and that discussion and those results to see if it's something I can use. What I want to do, of course, is to leave this detailed record open and then go back to my GILFind dashboard. So I'd leave this tab open, click on this tab, and I'll click right here on this ellipses icon, and I would just click on Interlibrary Loan. Once there, I would simply click Create Request. Then I would go back to that detailed record, and I would just begin to do copy and paste. So here's the title of the article. Copy. Title of article. Paste. Journal title. Go back to that detailed record. And the journal title is Mathematical Thinking and Learning. So I would copy that. For date, once again, go back. That date is July 2022. So that's a brand new one. Copy. Let's go to paste. Where did you learn about this item? This is a stat we do not care for, so you can put any letter or anything you want to, really. So if you just want to say computer, you certainly can. Where it says page numbers, click on that detailed record again. And it's going to be pages 248 to 266. Need before date. This is a direction to the computer. It lets the computer know when it can delete your request. Now, articles generally take 24 to 48 hours to come back to you electronically, so you will get an email with a link to that article. However, in some cases, it can be a hard-to-find journal. So I may want to leave it open for up to 2 weeks, although generally it takes 24 to 48 hours to get that article. This is just to be on the safe side. Last, we need to make sure our patron ID is entered. Now, that can either be your 913 number or your school email address. I will take either one. And once you're done, just hit Submit Request. And that's it. That article will arrive in 24 to 48 hours. Okay, let's go back now to our database, ProQuest Central. Let's go back. Now, what we looked at was only an abstract that's available on Galileo, but let's actually look at an article that is there. So here we have evaluation of math anxiety and its remediation through a digital training program. That looks interesting. Let's click on the title. And of course, this is a full text. We have the HTML here, so we can quickly identify our keywords within it. Of course, here's the PDF. Let's pull that up. Remember, I said we need to make sure it's an empirical research article, so it should have an abstract. And in that within the article, we should see introduction, we should see methods, we should see results, and we should see usually a discussion, but in this case we don't have one, or it's mixed within the results, or it could just be the discussions in the conclusion. But this would be a good empirical research article, and let's look and see if we have that quantitative or qualitative data. Of course, it looks like we have, it looks like we have some data. There we go, quantitative right there. Oh yeah, this is empirical. And of course we can always order those references if we like them. Okay, through interlibrary loan, and there's one from 2017, and it's dealing with math anxiety and working memory. That's another good one. Wow, look at that, this is a good topic. Now if I want this article, I can simply click on email right here and email it to myself. Check this bibliography box, and you can select APA 7th edition. Put in your email address, put in your name, and hit continue. That article and the citation is now safely in your email, and you can get it whenever you need it. As always, double check that citation. It is computer generated. The probability for error does exist. So always double check with your source manual. Alright, so that will do it for ProQuest databases and Galileo. I wish you the best of luck, and if you ever need my assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out. My information can be found in the library guide, and you may email me at john.wilson, wilson, @gsw.edu. Thank you very much.